Hello, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a FIFA 18 Ultimate Team very cheap squad featuring sort of one marquee player that might cost you a few thousand coins. I'm going to be putting together my very overpowered looking Bundesliga side, which is a great starter option for you guys on FIFA 18 Ultimate Team. If you do enjoy the video, please do smash a like on it, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you guys have just clicked on the video, you're not subscribed, make sure you do, because I've got loads of stuff on the channel already for FIFA 18 and there's plenty more to come as well. So in goal I've gone for Lukas Hradecki. I think that's how you pronounce his name, apologies if it isn't. Basically I wanted to go for a relatively high rated goalie in the Bundesliga that wouldn't cost too much, that wasn't German, because German Bundesliga players definitely are more expensive than other nations, of course, because you can get nice strong links and stuff like that. Saying that, I've got a lot of Germans in the defence, but they're not very expensive at all. I've got Eric Durm at left back, who's got 83 pace. He's a non-rare, but he's actually pretty solid. And then I've got the Dortmund fullback, who I believe starts as a right wing back. So I've moved him to a right back. That's not going to cost you much at all to do. 75 rated, so super low rated, super cheap. 84 pace and 72 defending on him. Definitely not going to be the best defender in the world, but actually seemed to do pretty well for me. I've then got David Abraham at centre-back, 79 rated. He's a 6'2", 80 pace centre-back. What more can you ask for? Well, you could get a 78 rated centre-back with 77 pace, who's 6'3". Both very tall centre-backs, both very quick centre-backs. The areas where they lack, I guess, compared to some of the beastlier players in this league, are in their defending and physical. But I thought the stats were of a high enough level that they could happily fit into the team. And I've checked, both of those two players don't cost that many coins. It's still relatively cheap. I then brought in Jonas Hector into the CDM position, who I believe was a left back in FIFA 17, so a position change for FUT 18, 77 pace, good defending and physical, alright dribbling as well. He's the sort of player that I want sitting in my CDM spot. And then I've got two great centre midfielders with great, like, all-around stats. Only thing that's wrong with Ben Taleb, 67 pace. Did I notice that in the centre of midfield? Not one bit. Very good, 4-star skills on that player as well. And then we have Delaney. Look at the stats on this guy. He looks ridiculous. High work rates, always going to be putting the effort in for your team. He has only got 2-star skill moves, but it doesn't really matter. He's just centre midfielder. You're not going to be doing like chops and spins with them, are you, all the time, especially in like a budget starter squad. So this is the attack. You can see I've got 3 players, a left winger, a right winger and a striker. Our left winger today is Julian Brandt, who is 80 rated, and I believe he was set as a left mid, so I've moved him to a left wing, but I'm sure you could just play him in that position on slightly less chem. If you've got a German manager, that's going to help. But 6 foot with 82 pace, 83 dribbling, 4-star skills and weak foot, that is going to work for you. Seems like a great little player, and I enjoyed him. We then have ORIGI, who of course used to play for Liverpool, now plays in the Bundesliga, 78 rated, 83 pace, 76 shooting. He's got good physical, he's tall, 6'1", and of course he's got 4-star skill moves. That's quite a big deal, a pretty good striker. But pretty much everything in this team was going through this guy. It is YARMOLENKO, the main man from the Ukraine, now plays for Dortmund, a new player in FIFA 18 Ultimate Team, and a skiller as well. 6'2" with 5-star skill moves, 81 pace, 82 dribbling. That's some pretty cool stats on a new player on this game, and I think he played outstandingly well for me. Also going to be doing a FUTWIZ review on this guy because I think a lot of people are going to be after him. He is going to cost you a few thousand coins. That's like the marquee player for the team that, you know, you always want to have like one standout player in your squad, right? If you are desperate for coin or like really short on coins and can't quite afford YARMOLENKO, then of course go for someone a couple of thousand coins cheaper or whatnot. Everyone else in this team is relatively like cheap and won't cost you an arm and a leg. So that's the squad. It's time to get into the goals that I scored with these players, and some of them are alright, some of them are a little bit dodgy. A lot of like low driven shots are going in here. I'm struggling, man. Obviously with it being EA access, the people that are playing are Well, I would say like the hardcore, the ones that, you know, they're a fan of FIFA enough that they want to play it early, so they pay money to get EA access to then go on it early. So I would say that these are like the hardcore fans of the game. Typically that means they're better at the game. Don't get me wrong, I've come up against a couple of like noobs and I've demolished, but a lot of the time I've been really struggling. Another thing that happens when you get EA access is that people load a load of FIFA points up. I've done that on this account as well. But what typically happens is that you match up against like high-rated Prem teams, because again, these people are like fans of the game. They want to get the money in. They want to get that ultimate team going right at the start. So I'm using like an entry-level budget side against the likes of Lukaku and stuff, and getting absolutely stuffed, which is sometimes not too fun. But what you'll also notice on a few of these games is that the scoreline might be quite high. I mean, that was the first goal of that game. But you might see in the top left corner that the scoreline is kind of high. Defending is difficult this year, man. Everyone is kind of struggling, and there are goals going in left, right, and centre. I would say my average scoreline is like at least 6 goals a match from, you know, from either team. So that's just nuts. Like an average of around 6 goals per game total. Sometimes way more than that. I've had like 5 5s, which is absolutely crazy. I'm not gonna lie. But that was a nice goal from Brandt. I was able to literally hit him on the counter-attack and then use his pace. He seemed quicker than 81 or 82 pace, whatever it was that was actually on his item, considering he absolutely done the defenders there. And it was early game as well. This is a lovely goal from Divock Origi. That was on his 3-star weak foot. He did 2 Berber spins in a row to basically, well, do the defender and then get into a space where he was able to unleash. And I genuinely wasn't expecting that shot to go in the back of the net, simply because that's a 3-star weak foot on a player who's not got the greatest shooting in the world. But fair play to him, that's gone in the back of the net. And as you can see in the game, in that Divock Origi goal, it was like 4-2 in the first half. So there's your 6 goals in the game, literally within like 42 minutes. Crazy times. But I scored again with Divock Origi. I think that one was also on his 3-star weak foot. That's weird. I only scored 2 goals with him. I got a couple of assists, but typically his positioning wasn't great. I think he will be a fantastic player if you really play through him, but I was kind of using my marquee player a lot. I was trying to get the ball to Yarmolenko because I just wanted to see what he was like. New celebration, of course, in this game. That looks kind of cool. And so does the Xbox kit, which, as you will have known, Daily Render made that. Someone that is a very nice guy within the community, a great graphic designer and stuff. Made an awesome SBC kit last year. This year, he's got an Xbox kit in the game, which is awesome. Looks really good. And, of course, I'm repping it because he's a mate of mine. So that's good. Good times. And we're on to the final goals, which are the goals from Yarmolenko. Some of them are alright. Some of them look really good. A couple of them look kind of a bit dodgy. That one was one of those goals where the clearance from the defender, I try and take the shot, it falls to Yarmolenko and he's not offside because of that defender that headed it away was still there, and I don't know. But this is kind of a nice goal right here. We just sort of weave in and out of the defenders and then top bins finesse it into the back of the net. And I think you can see that the player I was up against paused it right there. He like loaded the pause. I think that was because he wanted to potentially rage quit as I was 3-0 up within sort of 37 minutes. But that's it's a solid goal. He is left-footed on that right-hand side with a god-awful weak foot, and I'll talk more about this in the FUTWIZ review later on today. But all I'll say is just stick to the right peg, the left peg. Stick to his strong foot, should I say. Don't use the right peg, or even switch wings or something, because honestly, like, you don't want to be using a player with 2-star weak foot. Really, it's not all it's cracked up to be. You're going to miss a lot of shots. But overall, a fun player. Like, this team in general has pace at the back. The fullbacks are kind of suspect, I guess you could say, especially the right back, because he's sort of very low rated, doesn't have great physical and stuff like that. The centre backs, highly recommend them. I mean, I was conceding goals left, right and centre, but I wouldn't talk bad about my goalie or my centre backs, just because I think that's just FIFA 18 right now. There's lots of goals involved, right? And then in the midfield, loved every single one of them. Both the non-rare 2 centre midfielders, Delaney and Bentaleb, great players, really fantastic players, and I don't think they're going to cost you much at all. Obviously, there's a chance that some of the players in this video will go up in price for a little while as I'm making a video about it. You know, that some of you might go on the market and find that the price is a little bit higher. But don't worry, literally a day or so later, that price is going to come crashing down. It's not like I'm a... You know, if it was one of the sidemen or something, maybe the player price might go shooting up. But yeah, it's not going to happen so much with me. So overall, the squad was a success. We scored a few goals. We had a lot of fun. 4-star skills across the board in the strike force, the front three, and of course 5-star on the right winger. Overall, a fun team. Smash a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. Have a great day, guys, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.